Hi guys, how are you? My name is Lorraine and today I want to talk to you about the benefits of waking up in the morning and also just two simple things you can do to really elevate the way you do your morning routine when you do wake up. So the first benefit of waking up early in the morning is because you have concentrated time to work on yourself as a human being. If you have read Steve Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I know I rant on and on about this book because it has really changed my life and helped me. But you need to sharpen the saw. So if you have a regular job and you spend all your hours in the day working for someone else, what hours do you have to work on yourself? You need to learn to work on yourself more than you work for somebody else. And if you have your own business, then routine is even way more important. The morning is way more important to you as well because you're your own boss and you need discipline. So when you wake up early in the morning, you have that concentrated time where you're sharpening the saw and you're working on yourself. Another benefit of waking up early in the morning is that there is no one else to disturb you. Everyone else is asleep. You have an advantage of that silence before the world wakes up and starts making demands on you, whether you're married or whether you have kids. Before you start serving other people, you get that amazing divine quality time to just be by yourself and give back to yourself. Another reason why waking up early is so important is because you tend to be more productive. So when you wake up early, you get in the habit of doing more things in a shorter time frame. So you are more productive in what you do because, like I said before, our minds have an amazing ability to get those hard things done earlier during the day. Other people will argue that they're wired differently and they concentrate better later in the day, but that's fine. I'm talking to the ones that know that they really get more done. They would really benefit from being up early in the morning. So that's why it's so important to be up in the morning. People who wake up in the morning tend to be more healthy and more fit because they're more intentional and mindful about the things that they're doing and how they're spending their time. They tend to be more fit because this is the time when they exercise as well because they get up early in the morning. For me, when I'm waking up, I love waking up in the morning because that's when I tend to get my exercise done. Maybe for other people it's later in the day, but that is one big reason for me to wake up early in the morning. Now, maybe you're sitting here, you have a morning routine already and you're wondering, what can I do to really transform and elevate the way I do my mornings? Because it's one thing to be up in the morning, but what are you actually doing with your time in the morning? So before I used to just wake up and I'm waffling around the house and trying to get awake, and before I know it, I've wasted 30 minutes of my day. So I have mindfully started to invest in a structured morning routine, and it's flexible as well in case anything happens or I'm really enjoying a particular time. But I want to say the first thing you need to do in order to have a powerful morning routine is to set a bedtime. Our bodies are designed to require rest. Rest is very important, so you cannot function for long, and think you can get away without getting enough rest. And this is something that I used to do before, years back, before I learned this before I learned this lesson, until I realized I was shortchanging myself, because when you don't get enough rest, you're going to be tired. You are not going to be as effective and productive as you are when you have had enough rest. So you need to get enough rest. And the way for you to do this is to decide on a bedtime, set that bedtime, stick to the bedtime. That way, waking up in the morning is easy. Why? Because our bodies are designed to need X amount of sleep. And when you have had that amount of sleep, you'll see that you can even naturally wake up without an alarm clock. Personally, sometimes I wake up a few minutes before my alarm clock rings. And for people who have been waking up for years and years, they tell you that they do not even use an alarm clock. So set a bedtime, stick to it. And one thing, word of caution, it actually takes more discipline to get into bed by a particular hour than it does waking up in the morning. Waking up is so easy. once you have set the bedtime. So that's my challenge to you today. Set a bedtime and stick with it. The other game changer that I've just recently learned is as soon as you wake up in the morning, put your running gear on, put your running shoes on, and have some intense exercise. So for me, as soon as I wake up nowadays, instead of reading my Bible first or praying and meditating and stuff, I put on my running gear and I bolt out the door straight to the park, and there, I go running. I get there, I do some stretches, and before I know it, I'm sweating and I'm feeling so good, so pumped up. So because I've decided to sort of, flip things. Before I used to exercise last. So sometimes I'll be reading and I'm half asleep. Now I exercise first. So by the time I get to reading and doing other things, I'm wide awake. I'm concentrated in what I'm doing. And this is not something that I came up by myself. I love reading. So I recently read The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma, and he has what he calls the 20-20-20 rule or principle when it comes to waking up in the morning. I'm yet to do another video on this 20-20-20 principle, but for me it's been a game changer, doing my exercise first before I get into my morning routine. And of course, your morning routine, you need some time for reflection, concentrating on your spiritual life, because we're all spiritual beings. So concentrate on your spiritual life, whether it's through prayer. For me, it's reading my Bible. For me, it's taking time to be grateful for life, for my family and friends. And being grateful keeps me centered and grounded, because I realize that, oh my goodness, no matter what challenge I'm going through right now, I am so grateful because that challenge is in my life for a particular reason. And then I also I'm in the habit of journaling. So I love writing. So I will journal. And journaling is a way of me of looking at where I am, where I'm going, and how things are going. And when I finish my time of reflection, I go into my time of study, and this is where I read a book, learn some new things. But most importantly, I also have some time for planning, where I plan my day. I visit my goals, I revisit them, evaluate if what I'm doing is working or if I need to pivot and change my strategy. Waking up in the morning does more benefit for you than anything else, because this is the time when you encourage yourself. You fill your own cup so that you're overflowing, and as you go out during the day, you are encouraged, you're pumped up, that you can face anything. After all, life is simply a series of challenges, it's a series of blessings. If it was always smooth every day, it wouldn't be as exciting or as interesting. So challenges are always a way of growing. I do not call challenges problems. To me, I'm like, I welcome them, because challenges are a way for you to grow. And what better way to do this than to have an amazing and powerful morning routine where you wake up, you have enough time to work on yourself, you're pumped up for the day. So remember, set a bedtime, stick with it. I want to hear about your morning routine. Do you have a bedtime? Are you sticking with it? And also, what is your morning routine like? Please comment in the section below. I look forward to interacting with you. Have an amazing day, and do not forget to subscribe, and also press the notification button so that you can know when I upload other awesome videos.